Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. I had taken this fine beauty in on, it wasn't trade. A couple came out, they looked at what I had. They went to Lowe's and I never seen them again. They said they were going to see what warranty they could get on a new machine, but they sold me this. They had brought this to trade in. I told them I'd give them 20 for it. Showed them what I had. They said, you still want it for 20. So I just bought it off the street, basically. It's a 2016. We had looked at this thing before. It was Harvey, the homeowner, messed with. There's some cable here for the safety brake. Guy said he was given to him and didn't run right or something or other. So I started working on it yesterday. We had a huge rainstorm, kind of put me out of business for the day. We ended up with over an inch of rain, so things are starting to dry out today, and I retackled it. So this was the carb that was on it, and it's the wrong carb. So I'll show you. I took it off, was going to do a carb clean because it fired off with juice. So this one was on here. The linkage for the thermostatic wafer was attached, but nothing else. So I went to the same exact model machine that was rusted out to see what the deal was. I knew there was an attachment point. So this was the wrong carb. Somebody, either him or his buddy, just bought for Toro Recycler, and there's 3 different style carburetors depending on what the choke system is. So they just bought for Toro Recycler and ended up being the wrong one. There's a vacuum hose for this type that goes around the unit into the back over here. And so the choke lever here was just dancing, doing nothing. This isn't the right setup for this thermostatic wafer. One of the nuts was missing. So I'll show you what I stole this one off of. But before I do, I was just looking at this thing, and somebody's ground off the name. And if you can look at this one here, it says Kohler right in that same region. So I don't know if this was something that was overproduction. They didn't want to sell it as with a Kohler name, so something here was ground off. This isn't a machining, tidying up rough metal. They were here for a reason and ground out the name. I'm assuming they ground out Kohler. So this is a Ruskin on this one with the vacuum line, and this is a Huey on this one with the stainless steel linkage here. So I had one nearby that I knew I was going to be sacrificing parts just because of the deck's shot. So I stole a nut off of here, and then I stole the carb on this. This is the same model number as what I have, but I think it's 2 years older. This is the 20371, just like the other one, but this is a 2014. If you look at the serial, begins with the number 3 and then 14. The 14 designate it as a 2014. So the engine's probably still good on this. I'm gonna take it off of the deck, bag it, and mark it possible good engine. And if I get a blown Kohler, I'll just put the carb back on. So I think Kohler got bought up by an equity firm. So I don't know if they're going to make Kohler engines anymore, or if they're going to run the company into the ground. I had shown you the red deck that I was sanding. I took your advice and took the grass guard off and sanded underneath it. So I primed this thing. I had osphode it, let that dry. So I've done the top side. I'm going to let this sit another day and then do the underside. So that Troy built project is what it is coming along. So a lot of things happening. Had breakfast with my son this morning. So I've got a lot of energy. So we got the right carb on the right machine. I'll save this one. I took the bowl off, let it dry out. They had just bought the wrong carb. Fuel was pretty rough. I just took a soda can here and let whatever was in the tank run into the can so we can put this thing back together. When I had the machine up here, I took both front wheels off and greased those up, greased up the adjusters so I could move them back and forth, and got those all looking pretty. Okay, so let's keep going on this 2016, put it all back together and see if it starts, and then I'll continue. I remember looking at the blade on this. The blade on this one was shot. There was no lift on it. All the tabs on the lift were worn off. I greased up or oiled up the recoil, 675 149 cc. So I don't anticipate any issues with this. They had just not checked the pictures, I guess, matched it up to what was on here. I just know from experience there's 3 different styles. You got to see what you have and match them up in the pictures. So this thing probably never ran right. He didn't really give me a answer, just said it was had it a couple years. So I'm glad I didn't take this on, because I before I saw the machine, I says, well, maybe I could fix it. But then I saw this screwed up cable, saw the blade, and said, nah. Kind of shied away from that. They ended up selling it to me. Okay, so we have the 10 on my DeWalt. So yesterday kind of put me a little bit behind. I'm trying to do 1 repair a day. Sometimes it's 3 if I'm lucky, if they're easy ones. Or I'll start a repair and maybe have to put that aside because I don't have the right cable in stock. So I'll mark the machine, order the necessary part or parts, and then just go on to something else. Keep the wheel spinning, the junk mower wheel. No, I think, did he give me the cover? Yeah, he gave me the cover on this. I got to figure out where I put it, because the filter, I remember the filter, and he had a pre-filter. Filter was shot, and the pre-filter had a lot of buildup. So what I had done is taken the recoil and just had the bare engine and degreased it because it was full of dirt and grime. So I got gas. I checked the oil up here on the table, and it's at the high mark or filled mark. Hope you guys are doing good. Getting a lot of feedback from you guys up north. You're really stacking up your units here in the off season, waiting for the ice and snow to melt. Some of you've got a nice stash, as I do as well. Okay, let's drop this to the ground. And see. I think this is the one that had the traction control cable that was really loose. I think I tried messing with it. Here's where it was, and I brought it down. But I had showed you Harvey had used the old cable and just tied it in a knot up here. So we'll bring it down here. Keep an eye on Dino. Troublemaker. So I still have the rear wheels yet to degrease. Move my Troy built deck out of the way. You can tell the difference in the whitewash, the wheels. Bleach these out. I just turn them on the side and put a little bleach in each pocket and then brush it around. So I have to do the rears next. It just makes it look a little sharper. Lawrence Carroll knows you make them look pretty. They don't, people don't think they've been beat to hell. Okay, just to be sure, I'll grab, I checked the oil. I'm confident we got it at the high mark because the table was pretty flat. So I'm just going to pull on this thing. Okay, that one turned out. I just got to make a slight adjustment on the engagement here, but they did engage. So greasing up the front wheels helped because there was a lot of dirt and rust and buildup on the axle. So next point of order is get the real safety brake cable for this, and then I'll deal with the blade is shot. So this one's kind of on the rough side. The finish got a little rust here back near the quickie wash terminal. So this isn't going to be a premium priced machine. I'll get rid of the tape because tape doesn't look good on anything you're buying. So I'll zippy tie it instead of the tape. So that's all I got for you. I appreciate you coming out, checking out these two Toros, the 2014 Rusty, Crusty, and the 2016 in better condition. You guys have any complaints, concerns, compliments? Tommy.time@Yahoo is my email address. Tommy.time@Yahoo. You guys have a good day today. Appreciate you coming out. As always, like and subscribe and all that jazz. Who's coming to town? Air Canada. Okay. They want some nice sunshine in Southwest Florida. Air Canada. Red Tail. You guys have a good day. Thanks. Adios, amigos.